The Happy Prince by Oscar Wilde. Summary in the form of a trailer. In this story, the main character is a statue who, when he was alive, was a royal prince. His life was full of happiness. He was a very happy person, so they called him the Happy Prince. He didn't know the suffering of other people because he did not see what was happening outside the palace. The whole body of the statue of the Happy Prince was covered with fine gold leaves. In his eyes, he had two shining sapphires, and he had a large red ruby shining on his sword. In the city, everyone loved to see the statue as it looked beautiful. The statue of the Happy Prince was built on a tall column in the city, so the prince was able to witness all the suffering that ordinary people faced on their daily lives. This made the prince very sad, so his tears began to fall down his golden cheeks, and while the drops of water fell on a little swallow that had landed between the feet of the prince to spell the night there. The little swallow wanted to know where the drops of water were falling from, and she saw that the Happy Prince was sad and crying. The little swallow was so sorry for the prince that she set out to help him alleviate the suffering of poor and needy people. She began by taking out the red ruby from the prince's sword and giving it to the seamstress, who had no money to feed her sick daughter. Then he tore out one of the statue's eyes, made of sapphires, and gave it to the young man who was trying to finish writing a comedy but couldn't because of cold and hunger. The next order made by the Happy Prince to the little swallow is to take away his other eye and give it to the match-selling girl, who dropped all her matches on the ground and they were useless. The little swallow did not want to make that last request because it would pain the prince, but he insisted and the little swallow accepted. And for this reason, she decided not to leave the prince alone because he had gone blind. Even though the prince couldn't see, he still ordered the little swallow to help all the poor people by giving them golden body parts. And then the Happy Prince was dull and grey. The cold winter came and the little swallow died, and because of this sadness the heart of the Happy Prince was broken in two parts, and he also died. The statue of the Happy Prince was no longer beautiful, so the mayor of the town ordered the statue melted down, but the prince's heart of lead couldn't be melted, and so they threw it in the tomb where he found the little swallow dead. Finally, God asked an angel to bring him two precious things that he found in that city, and the angel took the heart of lead and the little swallowed it. And God liked it because for him they are two beautiful things that could adorn his paradise. And that's all about this shared history. And thank you for watching my video.